Hello, everyone, and welcome to FluentPath English. Before we begin, imagine this for a moment. What would you do if you had very little money, faced problems every day, and people told you that your dreams were impossible? Would you give up? Or would you keep moving forward? Today's story is about a young woman who faced many struggles in life but never stopped believing in a better future. It is a story of courage, determination, love, and hope. So relax, listen carefully, and let's begin. My name is Emma, and this is my story. I grew up in a small village with my parents and two younger brothers. We were a poor family, and every day was a challenge. My father worked at construction sites whenever work was available. Some weeks he had a job, and some weeks he did not. My mother earned a little money by sewing clothes for neighbors. Even though my parents worked very hard, there was never enough money. Sometimes we had simple meals, and sometimes we had to make food last longer because we could not afford more. As a child, I often saw other children carrying new school bags and wearing clean uniforms. I wished I could have those things too. But my parents always told me something important. Emma, money can come and go, but knowledge stays with you forever. Those words stayed in my heart. I loved studying. Every morning I woke up early and walked a long distance to school. The road was dusty, and during rainy days it became muddy and difficult. Still, I never missed class. I believed that education could change my life. Years passed, and I continued working hard in school. But when I turned 17, everything became more difficult.
My father was injured at work.
He could no longer do heavy labor, and our family's income became much smaller. Bills started to pile up. My parents were worried all the time. I could see the stress on their faces. I knew I had to help. After school, I started taking small jobs. I cleaned stores, delivered packages, and helped people with household work. Some days I felt completely exhausted. I would return home late in the evening, finish my studies, and sleep for only a few hours. There were moments when I wanted to quit. There were moments when I thought life was unfair. But every time I looked at my parents, I found the strength to continue. They had sacrificed so much for me, I could not give up. After graduating from school, I moved to the city. Leaving my family was painful, but I knew I needed better opportunities. Life in the city was not easy. I rented a very small room. The room had an old bed, a small table, and almost nothing else. To survive, I worked wherever I could. Sometimes I worked during the day and attended training classes in the evening. Other times I worked weekends without taking a break. Many nights I sat alone and wondered if all my efforts would ever pay off. But deep inside, I still believed in my future. Slowly, things began to change. After many interviews and rejections, I finally got a job at a growing company. The salary was modest, but for me, it felt like a huge success. For the first time, I could regularly send money home to my parents. I felt proud, I felt useful. Most importantly, I felt hopeful. At the company, I met someone who would later change my life. His name was Michael. He was intelligent, friendly, and respected by everyone around him. Unlike many successful people, he never acted superior. He greeted everyone kindly and treated people with respect. At first, we were simply coworkers. We spoke occasionally about work and daily life, nothing more. But over time, we became friends. Michael often encouraged me when I felt discouraged. Whenever I faced a problem, he listened carefully. He never judged me for my background. One afternoon, while we were having coffee, he asked me about my life. For the first time, I shared my struggles openly. I told him about my village, my family, and the difficult journey that brought me to the city. He listened quietly. When I finished speaking, he smiled and said, "Emma, your story is inspiring. You are stronger than you realize." His words touched my heart. Months passed. Our friendship became stronger. We spent more time together and learned more about each other. Then one day, Michael told me something unexpected. He said he loved me. I was shocked. I did not know what to say. Part of me was happy, but another part was afraid. Michael came from a wealthy family. I came from poverty. I worried that our different backgrounds would create problems. So I told him that we should remain friends. Although he was disappointed, he respected my decision. He never pressured me, he never became angry. Instead, he continued treating me with kindness and respect. As time passed, I began to see his true character. He was honest, he was caring. Instead, he continued treating me with kindness and respect. He genuinely wanted the best for others. Little by little, my feelings changed. I realized that what mattered most was not wealth or status. What mattered was the kind of person someone was. Eventually, I admitted my feelings. I told Michael that I loved him too. His face lit up with happiness. It was one of the happiest moments of my life, but our story was not finished. When Michael's parents learned about our relationship, they were unhappy. They believed their son should marry someone from a rich family. They thought I was not the right choice. Their opinion hurt me deeply. I even considered ending the relationship. I did not want Michael to fight with his family because of me. But Michael stood by my side. He believed that love, honesty, and character were more important than money. For many months, he patiently spoke with his parents. He helped them understand who I really was. Eventually, they began to see me differently. They saw my hard work. They saw my dedication to my family. They saw that I truly cared about their son. Gradually, their attitude changed. One evening, they invited me to dinner. I was nervous the entire day. But when we sat together and talked, everything felt different. For the first time, they listened to my story with open hearts. That dinner changed everything. A few months later, they accepted our relationship and gave us their blessing. I felt an enormous sense of relief. After all the challenges we had faced, we could finally move forward together. Our wedding day was beautiful. As I walked toward Michael, many memories filled my mind. I remembered the little girl who walked to school in worn-out shoes. I remembered the sleepless nights, the difficult jobs, and the moments when I wanted to quit. And I realized something important. Every struggle had helped shape the person I had become. Today, Michael and I live a happy life. Together, we continue supporting each other's dreams. We help our families and try to help people who are facing difficulties. We never forget where we came from. Looking back, I understand that life is not always easy. There will be obstacles, there will be disappointments, there will be moments when you feel like giving up. But if you continue moving forward, keep learning, work hard, and stay kind, amazing things can happen. Your current situation does not define your future. Your background does not determine your success. Never stop believing in yourself. Because sometimes the most beautiful chapters of life begin after the hardest struggles. Thank you for listening to this story. If you enjoyed it, please like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to FluentPath English for more English stories and learning videos. See you in the next lesson.